Hello. We are back in action, and today we are getting real legal. That's right, Lil Jimmy, we're going in raw. We're talking about professional wrestling lawsuits, or as someone with better grammar than me would say, lawsuits in professional wrestling. Y'all remember back in the Hard Body Harrison video where we talked very lightly and touched upon very lightly the discrimination lawsuit against WCW? Well, yeah, that one kind of inspired this video, to be honest. It kind of got the creative juices in my mind flowing. I wanted to learn about more lawsuits that professional wrestling has been graced with. And before we get started, we're going to address the elephant in the room. No, I'm not talking about the Vince McMahon lawsuit. I don't want to get into that right now. I don't want to get crucified by some random 40-year-old on the internet telling me Vince McMahon is the greatest of all time. I'm just going to leave it out for this one. Not a diss to 40-year-olds, but y'all know what I mean. The three lawsuits we're going to cover in this video specifically are the concussion lawsuit against WWE, Sable's lawsuit against WWE, and the WCW racial discrimination lawsuit. So go ahead, get your prime bottles ready as well as your half-buttered popcorn because we're diving right in. And we're going to start off with the very sketchy and infamous concussion lawsuit. So basically, the Spark Notes version of it is more than 50 former professional wrestlers came out and basically went against WWE for the brain injuries they suffered during their time as a wrestler. Basically blaming WWE's negligence to head injuries. And for anyone that's ever watched an Attitude Era match or even a Ruthless Aggression Era match, you'll know they have a pretty good basis for an argument here. I believe, I'm not completely sure, but I believe there's been multiple sections of this same lawsuit and it keeps coming back up. It keeps coming back from the dead every now and again, just like 1PW and IWA Mid-South. I'm gonna keep wearing out that Ian Rotten joke until I physically cannot wear it out anymore. The dude's just so easy to make fun of. You gotta give me some leeway here. He's so easy to make fun of, but let's get back on topic. I'm not gonna lie, from a moral and ethical standpoint, seeing that WWE blacklisted a lot of the people that were involved in the lawsuit makes them look real bad. As an honest WWE mark, they didn't do anything wrong, just trust me, bro. I think if the lawsuit itself wasn't so sketchy with the people involved, I think it would have made it to the Supreme Court. And that's the big talking point of it recently. It didn't make the Supreme Court. That was back in 2021, and me personally, I see this case as something that's just going to keep coming back, and it'll probably continue to just never get anywhere, especially since WWE has been so much better about concussions. With each passing decade, they keep getting better and better and better about, everything to do with head trauma, head injuries, all of the above. And back in 2016, the main reason of the class action lawsuit against WWE was to get brain testing for all former WWE wrestlers, to test for things such as brain trauma. Oh my god, I just hit my mic. Oh my god, I can't speak. Anyways, to test for things such as brain trauma as well as brain damage. From what I can tell, this is mostly wrestlers from the 80s and 90s rather than rather than current day wrestlers. I've searched far and wide to find all the names involved with it, but I really can't. However, I have found a few names. William Billy Jack Haynes, Big Russ McCullough, Ryan Sakota, Matthew Luther Reigns Wise, aka Luther Reigns. We all know Luther Reigns from that terrible Ruthless Aggression Era run, and as well as the wife of the late Viscera, Big Daddy V, Mabel, whatever. These were the names from the 2021 section of the lawsuit. Also found a couple more: Jimmy Snuka, Road Warrior Animal, Paul Orndorff, King Kong Bundy, and Mr. Fuji. However, they were all deceased at the time of the suit in 2021. At the time of their death, Fuji and Snuka were found to have CTE, while Orndorff and Road Warrior Animal had dementia as well as other head-based injuries. They definitely had a basis to go off of, but for whatever reason, I'm not completely sure, the court found that it was very sketchy, and there were some rather weird figures involved. I'm not going to get completely into it because I don't know for sure, but from what I believe, at least from what I've seen, is that a few of the wrestlers were still actively wrestling. So it looked a little bit suspicious. So yeah, this one basically went nowhere. I want to go more in depth on it, but I just don't think I can because it's pretty straightforward. And if I wanted to go in depth, I'd have to be really smart when it comes to neurosciences. And spoiler alert, I'm not. So, yeah, instead of trying to look smart on the internet and like fake act like I know what I'm talking about, we're just gonna move on to the next lawsuit, the Sable lawsuit. So, this one's weird and it's a little bit disturbing. So, place yourself into this scenario. It's 1999. You're balls deep inside of the Attitude Era, and imagine you're a woman during this time. I don't really think anyone like was above this, and in Vince McMahon's eyes, you were just eye candy to him. And imagine in your eyes, you have been sexually harassed by numerous people as well as the boss. You also believe that you are currently in a climate with unsafe working conditions. So to cut it short, that's basically the Sable lawsuit. In 1999, she basically sued the Fed for $110 million based off of sexual harassment as well as unsafe working conditions. A professional wrestling company and unsafe working conditions, those things just go hand in hand. At face value, she most definitely has something to base a lawsuit off of. And the big Vinnie Mac, being the person he is, countersued her because she was using the stage name Sable outside of WWF. To cut it short for you, Sable ended up reducing the amount that she was seeking in the lawsuit, and they settled outside of court. And in 2003, she ended up coming back to the WWE. And the storyline she had was against Tori Wilson for, you never guess it, right? You never guess it. Dog, a fucking Playboy cover. Man, you look at the booking then, and you look at the booking of women's wrestling now, I am so happy that I am in 2025. They should have sued Vince for being a fucking pervert. Oh, wait, they did. Okay, Vince Glazers, that was my one. That was my one. You can let me slide. Please don't kill me. The locker room really hated Sable around the time when she was starting the lawsuit out. She had ginormous heat, gang. She was getting ribbed by everybody left and right. I kind of feel bad for her. Actually, yeah, I do feel bad for her because she was sexually harassed. I feel bad for her. According to the court, before somebody freaks out in the comment section, according to the court, at least the payout. The payout, man. God. I have to clarify myself because I know there's going to be at least somebody in the comment section that gets angry over that, because there always is. It was 20 years ago and none of these people know you, so just let it go, gang. Don't shoot the messenger, bro. Anyways, the Sable lawsuit had a pretty decent result for the plaintiff, not as much the defense, but whatever. Segue into the next lawsuit, the WCW racial discrimination lawsuit. Bang! This one's also going to be controversial, so don't get super angry at me and don't get your panties in a wad, because we're getting crazy here. I'm just stating the facts, alright? Okay, more specifically, the WCW power plant and trainer Moses Williams, or staff route, I don't really know. I found a post that, showed quotes about these people that were involved, and I'm gonna be honest, he said here's a few quotes, and he listed the entire Bible. I'm not gonna read all the quotes because that would take literally ages. I don't want to be sitting here till I'm 90 years old on my deathbed reading out quotes about wrestling racists. I'll just name the names rather than reading quotes, and you can go do your research on them and their connection to the lawsuit if you'd like. Jody Hamilton, J.J. Dillon, Arn Anderson, Terry Taylor, Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo, Doug Dillinger, DDP and Canyon, Kevin Sullivan, and that's actually the list. There was just a lot more quotes, so I thought there was a lot more names, but that's the list. And before you type in the comments screaming at me in all uppercase, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying what the lawsuit says. On a real note though, how hard is it to not be racist? Okay, I'm not gonna get into that because I don't want to make myself angry. I guess we can all assume, the basis of this is racism and discrimination towards African American trainees at the power plant. I searched for literally 20 minutes for a fucking verdict, and all I found was that it was settled for an undisclosed amount. I spent way too much time researching just to find that out. I was gonna scream, but I'm gonna keep my peace in mind. These articles need to be better, and you need to get to the topic more. You need to actually tell us how it ended. Basically, the suit itself was filed by Ricky Reeves, and it accused Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo, as well as just a bunch of other people that I named of being a racist. So apparently Vince Russo touched upon this in one of his books, and apparently he basically indirectly admitted to it. So that's something. Yep. But bro, look at Booker T, bro. Look at how much I pushed him, bro. Shut the fuck fuck up. I've got mixed opinions about Vince Russo, so I won't comment any further. It's hearsay. It's hearsay. As I said a bunch of times probably at this point, it was settled out of court, and like the main person that was involved in this lawsuit was Ernest Miller. He wasn't the only person throwing allegations, but he probably threw the most. I mean, technically, they won the lawsuit, so, yeah. And back to what I said earlier, seriously, how hard is it to just not be racist? Everybody loves to bring up WCW, but why don't we bring this up? I'm not gonna go too in-depth with it because, again, I don't want to be the cartoon character with, like, steam coming out of his ears. So, instead, we're gonna segue to the end of the video. What did we learn in class today, guys? Oh, we learned, don't be negligent towards head injuries, don't sexually harass people, and also don't be racist. Exactly, little Jimmy. Alright, I'm never doing that again. Like, never again. I feel weird. That's gonna be on the internet forever now. But, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Once again, thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. And, if you like the video, and if I earned it, like the video, as well as subscribe. We just hit 1K, and I am extremely grateful. We're gonna continue popping out these videos like it's straight up Viagra. So, if you like what you see here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna import the outro from like the last video I did because I really don't want to do that outro again because it hurts my soul. Please forgive me. And also, thank you guys for 1K again. Subscribe. If you're still contemplating whether or not you would like to subscribe and you need a little bit of influence and you need a little bit of motivation here, let's have my friends attempt to persuade you into subscribing. Insert clip here.
Please like and subscribe to wake
Please
up Noah.
like and subscribe.
Please, I need this.
I beg for you. I beg you.
My
My
mom is
life
kind
is
of
on the
old.
line. Please
Please,
subscribe.
I'm Bronson and 5 years old, and when it's 5 years, and I am a degenerate.
Wow, guys, so inspirational. I'm not doing this shit. If you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe, like it, whatever. I'm getting real sick and fucking tired of doing that outro every time. You just gotta work with me. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and yeah, y'all stay safe. God bless.